Robert Perry. I'm a disabled vet, and I come here to entertain at the VA hospital because who better to entertain than our heroes? You know, I wish we could get more people to come to the VAs, so because they'd really be appreciated. And all you got to do is ask your, local VA director and say, hey, you think I could come and play for some heroes? I know it works because there's a few more hospitals where there's people that are playing for our vets now. But anyway, you don't have to play an instrument. You could be a juggler. You could be anything that would entertain somebody, for heck, a couple hours, man. You never know the feeling you get. Well, anyway, I write and sing songs that I write, and mine are all about our heroes. And since I've been on this new thing called Twitter, I've written a couple songs for some fellow veterans that are helping other veterans help veterans. This first one's titled Always Faithful. A young Marine named Mike Sable come up with the idea, and it's to get a fallen warrior together with somebody that served with that fallen warrior, with the family, and live one of the dreams of that warrior. It's titled Always Faithful. Well, there's something about the Marine Corps, why we hold our honor high, because Marines are always faithful until the day we die. We all served with honor, and together we stood tall, cause when our country needed us, as Marines we made that call. Duty on our country is what we all hold to, and duty on our country in our heart for you, because Marines are always faithful serving you. Now for those of us who come home, our mission is not through, because Marines are always faithful, and there's something we must do for the heroes that don't come home. Will carry on their thing, and together with their family will live the warrior's dream. Duty on our country is what we all do, and duty on our country in our heart for you, because Marines are always faithful serving you. This next song I wrote for another veteran, helping somebody, the ones with PTSD. And what better way to help them would be with one of our four-legged buddies. I mean, that's man's best friend, our four-legged buddies. So this is titled A Hero's Best Friend.
Right around that one. Or it says fireman do it. Yeah. Now, whoa!
That's what you said, a handicapped restaurant, right?
No, handicapped parking.
Ask this guy right here.
On his way back home, but there's a silent injury, and he couldn't be left alone. What this hero is going through, only God and the warrior knows. But the best thing that could help him is a new friendship to grow. See, there really is no secret that dogs are man's best friend. They'll give their heart and love to you till the very end. And they'll be your true companion, and they'll always be your friend. And they'll be your true companion up until the very end. So that's why God put canines here. They bring us strength and might, and they help us with our injuries, and they help us with our strife. See, your four-legged buddy will never leave your side. He'll be there and he'll comfort you, and with his heart open wide. See, there really is no secret that dog's a man's best friend. They'll give their heart and love to you until the very end. And they'll be your true companion, and they'll always be your friend. And they'll be your true companion up until the very end. Anyway, that's a couple of new songs I wrote for the year. Now, these are a couple of songs I've had playing. If you go on the Twitter, on the YouTube, or on the SoundCloud, you can download any one of my songs for free. You know, they're about heroes, like this one here. We got one. I'll do one of a present-day hero. Well, not so present, but an Iraqi war vet, and I'll do one of a Vietnam vet. This first one's titled Helena's Hometown Heroes. And it was the first Marine honored in that program, and it was done right here in Helena in 2006. His name was Sergeant Jonathan Ayersman, and this is his story. This song I wrote, I'll share with you. Wrong song. See, I'm only human. No, this song, that was another one for George Jones. This here is a story of a brave Montana man, of the courage and the glory of Sergeant Ayersman. As fellow vets, we all respect just what the sergeant's done when he joined the Marine Corps to protect our country and our sons. He's our hometown hero, and we honor him today. Duty, honor, country, his motto and his way, and defending all our freedom he could die. But all the stars would say is Semper Fi. 5 LAVs went on patrol with the sergeant in command. To a hospital they were on their way to guard and lend a hand. 2 LAVs broke down in mud, and the sergeant quickly knew if he didn't get these rigs unstuck, he and his men were through. He's our hometown hero, and we honor him today. Duty, honor, country, his motto and his way, and defending all our freedom he could die. But all the sarge would say is Semper Fi. From a town hall monster voice rang out that echoed all around. It was a mullah leader with orders to kill. There's Marines on our hospital beds. Then mortar rounds began to fall, sending shrapnel in the air. Then small arm fire and RPG began exploding everywhere. He's our hometown hero, and we honor him today. Duty, honor, country, his motto and his way, and defending all our freedom he could die. But all the sarge would say is Semper Fi. With disregard for his own life, Sarge saved his men that day. With his 240B machine gun, their foe he held at bay. And wounded twice in action, Sarge would not leave the fight. A Bronze Star and a Purple Heart was what Sergeant had now. He's our hometown hero, and we honor him today. Duty, honor, country, his motto and his way, and defending all our freedom he could die. But all the sarge would say is Semper Fi.
You're right on track. He's got the lip syncing down pat.
Don't I? Boy, that would be a good one, wouldn't it?
That's mean. That's just plumb mean.
And the audience is a tough crowd. Well, this is a song that I was going to that I made a mistake on was going to started to play instead of the one I just did. This one I wrote for George Jones in Nashville, Tennessee, at a place called Tootsie's when I was told a story about George Jones. So out of his story, I wrote this, my tribute to George. This song I wrote I'll share with you, and it's something I've always dreamed to do. Just telling George what his music is done for. His songs I heard most every day, and they always seem to show the way, just what it was George wanted me to sing. And that's why I like singing along with George's songs, all them country melodies, all the number ones, and no one did it better than when George would do a show. He'd entertain us with his songs, all the y'all would know. Well, he's one of our sons of liberty, 'cause in the court he served to keep us free. At 17's when George became a man. There's a common bond with George and me. Like him I joined the corps, you see, and any true Marine would understand. That's why I like singing along with George's songs, all them country melodies, all the number ones, and no one did it better than when George would do a show. He'd entertain us with his songs, all of y'all would know. Now for those of you who don't know why, we Marines are comrades till we die. You only need a hero that will cry. And it's why we all hold our head high, and we greet each other as we pass by. And all we need to say is Semper Fi. And that's why I like singing along with George's songs, all the country melodies, all the number ones, and no one did it better than when George would do a show. He'd entertain us with his songs, all the y'all would know. And since you're from Butte, you gotta hear this one I wrote for the Butte's Daredevil father and son. Once upon a time, we'd have a van come here and there'd be a dozen Butte veterans on it. Our brothers coming in here for their appointments. And I said, man, you guys, what's it take to get invited to them Knievel days? And they said, I don't know, Robert, maybe write a song for the father and son. I said, okay, well, go to your appointment and I'll see what I can come up with. Well, they went to their appointment, and the same day I wrote this song. And it's titled Butte's Daredevil Father and Son. Tell y'all the story of daredevil glory, of Butte's famous father and son. Now they jumped their scooters, and they were straight shooters, and they'll never be outdone by none. Now Evil and Mommy excited us all with stunts nobody would do. But there's one thing for sure, there ain't no cure for the rush that they gave to you. Now the times they've since moved on, and Evil has passed on, but Robbie's still riding for you. But just like his daddy, Robbie knows what he'll do, and he won't stop till his last jump is through. Now Evil and Robbie excited us all with stunts nobody would do. But there's one thing for sure, there ain't no cure for the rush that they gave to you. But now there's just Robbie, but he's still riding home, and he won't stop till his last jump is through. And that got me in